Life in the capital is frenetic. Our senses are being bombarded from every direction. Today, more than 4 billion of us are living in cities around the world, and that number is rising. With more people, vehicles, pollution, and a lack of space, we're struggling to come up for air. With these daily pressures on living, green spaces, be they public or private, are more important than ever before. I've come to meet Heijun Wang, a designer who's tackling this problem head-on with her Chelsea Flower Show garden.
This year, Chelsea Garden is to combat air pollution. One thing that it was quite surprised me is that 7.6 billion world population, but 60% of the population lives in the city and 90% breathing toxic air, which is exceeded World Health Organization limits. It makes me feel like I've got to do something. So, yeah.
We're in a green space here at Shepherd's Bush, but I understand this isn't nearly enough to tackle the problem.
We've got 8 million trees in London in total, but clearly it's not enough to combat with this problem that we are facing.
So how does your garden tackle pollution?
So I'm creating an ecosystem garden. Selected trees being planted, especially for the air pollutions. I'm maximize the greenery space using vertical walls. There are renewable energy, solar windows, solar panels. It's creating a small oasis for city living people.
So your garden is just a small model of an idea that could be rolled out more widely across cities?
Every building could have this design, and I want politicians and planners can take that ideas and make it work. I wanted to bring you here in Edgware Road to show you this. This is very, very good example of integrating building facade with horticulture design and plants more in the city.
It's pretty spectacular.
40,000 plants.
40,000, wow.
Yes,
Okay.
over 15 species. Mostly leaves with very complex shapes, waxy cuticles, some of them very hairy fine. They tend to observe particles much, much efficiently.
So they literally stick to the leaf and then it draws them in?
Yeah. And one of the things that I wanted to mention, there's moss underneath the plant here.
So this is moss that's naturally started to grow on the compost?
Yeah. And some of the moss species are fantastic to tackling with air pollutions. 12 square meters of moss gardens have the same beneficials, having 275 trees.
Wow, so 12 square metres of moss
Yeah.
is equal to 275 trees
Yeah.
in terms of how much it can soak up?
Yeah.
Well, that's incredible.
This is the Norman Foster's building, roof garden at Crossrail. And I think it's just amazing to have one of these, and we should have 1,000 of this.
I mean, it's a great example of how you can bring the constructed or built world in line with the living organic world, and the two things are in this sort of symbiosis together.
Yeah.
So what is it about an environment, planting in a structure like this that really inspires you?
Escape from the madness and breathing a clean air. The planting is just very natural. Also, the texture is just harmonizes everything with all different species. And you've got a very, very good cozy indoor feeling in here, which I think works really well. And that's what I try to approach in the garden.
So it seems that the future is all about using an integration of design and horticulture in a smart way.
Absolutely. This smart city is the future, and other countries are already doing it. And I think we really need to think about this very quickly. That is, I think, is the future that we should go.
Hey, it's absolutely fantastic to see your garden it's come to fruition, and it looks superb. The planting is so rich and lovely, but actually it's some of the planting in the back of your kitchen area that's the most significant part, right?
Yes, it's a garden, herb picking garden, I would say. It has a system of the aquaponic system. It's called aquaponic system. It's aqua plus hydroponics, so it doesn't require soil, but it grows with water and fish waste, because fish waste has amazing nutrient to feed for the vegetable growth.
So the pool that we're stood above now is full of goldfish, and you're saying that is actually feeding through into your wall?
Yeah, indeed, yes. So it's very, very sustainable, renewable energy. That was my consideration when I designed this garden. I wanted to show something that is actually future renewable energy. It can integrate with gardens. So, for example, solar window you see as a skylight there. That's amazing because they provide the electricity, and it runs the entire garden. I have 120 lighting within this garden, TV, kitchen appliance, everything is run by this tiny, beautiful solar window.
Fantastic. And I mean, it creates a superb space back here, having this sort of in-out kitchen area. It's absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
I mean, this pond, of course, it's doing the aquaponics thing for you, but it's also incredibly beautiful and so lovely to have the sort of goldfish moving around and that bit of animation.
Yeah.
And I'm so struck with this planting. It's such beautiful, beautiful colour tones, and it sort of, for me, it links the whole thing together.
Yeah.
I think it works very, very nicely.
I'm glad you like it.
And so, what was your inspiration for this approach to the planting?
The planting, I studied 1 year florist course, and I think the inspiration came from there. So mixing with different color and texture and different height, I loved it. And it's more like flower arrangement style, I would say. But I think I always wanted to play that with plants, live plants, and I think it works well because people love it, and I'm very glad that I can give some pleasure to people to look at it and give a happiness.
It's fantastic. I mean, I love the way as well that you've pulled the colours of the planting into these details in the sofas and in the cushions, and it pulls it all together as a whole.
Yeah.
It's a very nice thing. Now, I have to say, congratulations on your medal. And I also see the public have absolutely been loving the garden. They've been sort of 10 people deep. So that's surely an endorsement of a beautiful and successful garden. And I think what's special for me is it somehow manages to mix this fantastic romance of this soft planting that you've done with high-tech technology and also with all the sort of environmental aspects that you've built into it. So it's that perfect combination of sort of modernity, technology and wonderful romance of the past. I think it's a really superb garden, so congratulations.
Thank you very much.